Live now. Hi guys, welcome to CBN. My name is Cameron, and today we're at the blockchain and Bitcoin fair. We're actually at the BuildSort store at the moment. It's an amazing journey right now. The guys got an exciting journey, exciting information to share with us. So, hi, how are you going?
Not too bad. How are you?
And good, thanks. I'm here with Aaron.
Chris
and Aaron. Sorry, and Sunny.
I'm Sun from CBN.
Yeah, so tell our viewers about BuildSort. How did you come about?
So BuildSort is trying to fix all the problems in the building construction supply chain. So one of the biggest problems is the productivity in the building construction industry is much lower than any other construction or any other supply chain or any other sector. Mm-hmm. So we're actually less productive now than we were in the 1950s. Mm-hmm. Every other sector has been increasing in productivity, and we're trying to fix some of those problems with our product, and that is to basically get everyone on board and incentivise them with a data market. So there's lots of people involved in the industry. Now they would be architects, engineers, building surveyors, builders, then all the trades and even all the suppliers. Now the people at the start of the supply chain, the architects and engineers, they have a lot of data which is locked up. However, if they unlock that data, we can get a more vertical supply chain. So they will sell that data to those that are involved at the bottom. And we can start doing things like just-in-time manufacturing, which is, made famous by Toyota and other manufacturing. So we can start getting some of these productivity increases like they have in manufacturing. So that's really what BuildSort is.
Yep. Okay, so Aaron, the building industry is massive, right? So share with our viewers how big is the building industry. You guys are the first in terms of in blockchain. So
sure. So McKinsey and Company, I'm sure people have heard about them. They actually released a report last year, 2017. They said that the building and construction industry actually is worth about $10 trillion.
$10 trillion, guys, see that? You guys are the first to get into this. Wow.
And about $3 trillion of that, or is it 1.4?
No, $1.6 trillion is lost productivity. So basically, if you think about that, that's like having stacks of $100 bills, US $100 bills, and putting them 2 pallets high and over 2 soccer fields.
Wow.
And then basically setting them on fire.
Yep.
So that's how much is wasted.
That's how much wasted.
How much is wasted. All right. So you guys come up with this idea that's going to help a lot of those building industry out there that much needed right now. So you guys based locally, right, in Australia. Tell us about that.
So we're based in Perth.
Yep.
And we've had industry experience. So my background is I'm a structural engineer, but also worked as a project manager on design and construction projects.
Yep.
So basically we've been building this product for ourselves and knowing what the issues we can solve.
Sonny?
So talk about what's your motivation for your business? Why you start this kind of business? I know you are the CMO, you are the
CEO,
boss, co-founder. Talk about your idea.
Yeah, so, well, like I said, it's driven by probably more pain. So it's driven by pain. So I know what the industry problems are, but our solution not only solves my pain, but it seems to solve a lot of other things that in the industry.
Okay, so in terms of BuildSort, you got the blockchain in place, right? So what sort of, how is the industry you're targeting right now? You're targeting architect and all that. Can you give a bit more about that for blockchain?
Okay, so our customers are basically everyone in the supply chain. So to do that, we've made it free.
Free.
However, there's going to be incentives for people. So those like architects and engineers and those putting data into the system, even builders put their data on their program, they would get paid for that. However, those that consume data, like material manufacturers, insurance and finance, they consume data, so they buy data. So that's how we basically get the whole model working. So the incentives to get that out there is like they would actually make more money. if you're like an architect or an engineer.
Oh,
you know, so
that's good.
So that's great incentives for those guys. For builders, they'll probably end up about break even. So they're also buyers and consumers of data, whereas, you know, material manufacturers who are able to implement this just in time, and finance companies looking for people to finance, because there's a lot of people involved in the industry and they're all cash flow poor. So they would be able to, you know, check if they can get a, you know, finance based on their work that they've got in progress. So you could be able to sell the data of saying what information they have. The insurance companies are looking at this because we'll be able to basically have all the information of who was involved in the project. A lot of information.
Okay, so Aaron, a lot of builders in the industry might not know what blockchain is, and I think a lot of other organizations in the industry might not know what it means. So can you share with our viewers, especially builders and so on, just the basic of blockchain so they understand, right?
Sure. So, real simply, blockchain it's a ledger, right? Usually a ledger is on one central server, like a bank or a company. But with blockchain, the ledger is given to everyone. And by giving it to everyone, we can proof check whether something is valid or not. And that makes the information on there transparent. It makes it transparent, and also it can be proof checked, and it's very secure, basically.
Thank you very much, Aaron.
So I know you're the marketing officer, so I want to know so our audience is not just clients. There are also lots of business partners, and maybe they also, you know, blockchain owner. They want to know. So how can you generate your clients? What kind of communication, marketing strategy you use in market?
Sure. So the users of the platform will be people in the construction industry. So a lot of it will be through relationships and partnerships, or just conversations, because you have to take them through it and educate them on how it works and how it's different from other technologies that they already use, such as Aconex, which is a platform used in the industry already. Aconex actually costs around $30,000 per project to use, and as Chris already mentioned, this, depending on your activity level, it can be free for you to use, right? So it really invites everyone. So by design, it's kind of attractive anyway, right? So marketing isn't only about communication, but you can even bake marketing, or you can bake the marketing into the product itself, which you're trying to do. And given the functionality of it seems really attractive, and a lot of people, builders, architects, we've spoken over here at this event today, they seem to really enjoy it, and our mailing list is growing. They love it.
Okay, great. So if I'm your client and I want to buy a blockchain, so what's the main benefit I can get?
Tokens.
So sorry.
I'm your client. I want to buy your
token.
product. So what kind of benefits I can get it?
So if you were to get on board or for the industry, so for the industry, basically we're looking at cheaper accommodation, faster, better. So you're probably looking at quality, speed, and
Should we quickly show them what the platform looks like?
Sure. So come over here. Yep, show us. Can you show us the? Can you move this chair out quickly? Okay, so before you can show us, I understand that you guys won the Block Engine Award recently.
That's right. Yep.
Right? So that's amazing, right? Amazing feature that you guys won it. So how did you get that award?
So the title of the award.
Come over here, Chris. Come over here, and Aaron can stand the other side. Come over here. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys come around here. Yep. Good.
The name of the award was the best blockchain solution. Yep. So just having a solution that could actually be done or is needed to have on the blockchain was like the main criteria. So the judges thought that ours had like all the attributes and so having smart contracts, a tokenomics that was pretty good. They just loved the idea.
Congratulations, guys.
It really matches the ethos of blockchain, being decentralized and using it in a unique way for decentralized filing and so on. It's one best blockchain solution because the use case they saw was the most promising, the most real use of it.
Congratulations. All right, so what have you got here, Chris?
So this is basically our BIM model viewer. This is how we get most of the data. So architects and engineers provide this data of a BIM model, and baked into like every aspect is like all of the information on the project. So like the walls and things. So we can then extract all of this data like quantity takeoffs. So this is and what the wall needs to be made out of. So that can go to material suppliers. It can also be used in providing estimates for building. We've also got Gantt charts, so this is where all of our scheduling happens. So you can basically link the different projects, tasks together. Now this also then is put into the builder, so they can to the material suppliers, so they can buy that, and they can work out when they need to manufacture all of these products and get it through to them.
So how close can you zoom into the building? You know, I understand you go to all the way close to even the bolt. That's what you said, right? The bolt, the nuts, the screw. Is that?
Yes. So that's all depending on the model that has been provided.
Yep.
So that's where the incentives come in. The models we have on our demo right now are not to that level of detail. However, it's part of the incentives of providing the data is to take it to that level of detail, and that's where these architects and engineers and everyone else involved is incentivized to do that. Now that can then benefits everyone else in the industry.
Wow.
Because right now those people are only incentivized to produce 2D drawings just similar to this. So they're only
it's going to be 3D.
So they're only incentivized to, like the clients will only pay for this at this stage. However, they've got this information in a 3D model. If they just put a little bit of extra effort into it, then they can sell that through the system.
Wow. So talk about what's your plan for future of your business?
Okay, so we're in the middle of raising some money.
Yep.
So just some seed money to then take it to an ICO. So ICO, we're hoping very soon.
Sure. So if anyone wants to learn more about BuildSort or register a whitelist for the ICO, just go on to BuildSort.com. And you can learn all about us over there. You can get in touch with us if you have any questions, register for our mailing list, and you can whitelist for the ICO.
Okay, thanks so much for being on the program today, and we hope our viewers can actually learn and understand a bit more about BuildSort and how powerful it is for the building industry. It's a $10 trillion, right?
Yeah.
Massive. So come and join us. Thanks very much, Chris.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sonny.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. See you back shortly. Bye.
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. Today we're here with Chris from BuildSort, who recently just won Best Use Case of Blockchain Technology. Now this was at a 10-week incubator program that the Blockchain Centre in Melbourne have been running called Block Engine. So I'll let you explain how the project came about, Chris, and a bit of your history and what led you to enrolling in this 10-week incubator program.
Okay, yeah, no problems. So 17 years I've been a structural engineer. I've seen basically everything within that. There's basically no trust in the whole building construction industry. So it's the perfect use case for anything to do with blockchain. So we started looking at it. I've been running another startup previously, and this is basically the next evolution is to incorporate blockchain technology into that. We're looking at helping with the building approvals process, but also that leads on to the supply chain because like the building and construction industry is a lot different to any other industries because of the procurement. There's a group of professionals that are involved. So that because of legislation and building codes and things like that. So it's not just like, food, for instance. So these group of professionals, they've got to work together. They don't trust each other. And yeah, if we can get them working together and we can extract all the information from the data that they provide in 3D BIM models, we can get the quantities and specifications out of those, and we can put those into the supply chain.
So it was really that idea that you had something good, but you needed that, you know, those criteria or the solutions that blockchain provides was what you needed to go to the next phase of evolution for your project.
Well, yeah. So we're also using like smart contracts, or dApps. So, and we've got like the existing project that we did was to look at like automatic planning checks on properties, and also all the other things that are might a problem around a property, for instance, bushfire regulations and things like that. So we've done a lot of work with satellite and GIS mapping and a lot of data AI, and then so that becomes an Oracle service. We can't use Oracle anymore because AConnect got bought by Oracle, but we're trying to come up with another name. So that can be used to run dApps and we can get people to come in and build dApps for this. There's lots of use cases for those dApps. One could be like an e-lodgement, an automatic like planning checks. It could be things like release of mortgage payments with banks as soon as certain levels of construction are achieved. There's been problems in Queensland with security of payments for like subcontractors and things like that as well.
Yep.
And they've brought in a lot of legislation around to bring in project bank accounts. So, that could be thrown into there as well. And then there's many other applications for insurance, finance, and material suppliers.
So there's lots of elements to what you're doing, but this will all fall under that BuildSort umbrella. Is that right?
Yeah, so we basically want to build the platform,
yep,
and then other people can build dApps upon that.
Fantastic. They tend to be some of the most successful projects we've seen when you're building a platform for others to build on top of and have all those different applications. So how is the 10-week incubator program at the Blockchain Centre?
It was amazing. So, we really got to refine the business, talking to, some of the best minds in crypto, and just getting lots of advice. The mentoring was brilliant. Met lots of people. Just being in the Blockchain Centre was great. There was always people just popping in, and next thing you're having a great conversation about some amazing things with crypto.
Yep.
Just being immersed in it.
That's definitely something that we find as well. It's these projects that have plenty of experience, as you said, 17 years experience, but it's getting the blockchain technology and how do we get this to work for our project. That sort of experience can be invaluable. So I'm glad to hear that went really well for the guys. It's called Block Engine, I believe, that incubator program. And
that's right.
We're waiting to see if they're going to run one every 6 months or every year. And they did. How many projects were on this?
So there was 10.
10.
It's 10 picked for this one. Only 9 pitched at the end, but they were all really good. It's tough competition. But
you guys won best use of blockchain technology on that demo day, that final day when you present and the judges. So how was all that?
Very nerve-wracking. So there was 500 people in a room. It was, pretty tough. The judges asked some pretty tough questions as well. But overall it was a great experience. To win that was amazing. I think it's the first blockchain competition. So to win that is.
So what's next for BuildSort now then?
So we're looking to ICO very shortly. So watch this space. We're in the middle of building the MVP with the front end, and that will probably take about another few months. So we're hoping to get something together so we can show some people. We do have some pretty cool things working on it already. just tie that together, and we'll be, then it's launch. Awesome. So going global. So.
Well, good luck with it all, mate. We'll follow it closely, and once you've got that minimum viable product, we'll have a look into it a little bit more and that sort of thing. So good luck with it all, and thanks for joining us today.
All right, thanks.
Cool.
Thanks,
guys.
Hello, welcome. Please tell us who you are and how you were formed, and something about your startup.
Okay, I'm Chris Dorian, CEO.
I'm Aaron, CMO of BuildSort.
And we've also got Ryan, CTO, back in Perth. We started BuildSort, well, it started 17 years ago, really. Probably, my background has been a structural engineer, and 8 years I've had my own structural consultancy. We've been building some apps, and it's kind of even evolved from there. So our last app, Builders E-commerce, is now being rolled into BuildSort in a big way. We're adding blockchain and hoping to disrupt the building construction industry with BuildSort.
Excellent. At what stage are you in your startup, and what are some of the challenges that you face?
So Chris has been, obviously he's been in the industry for about 17 years, and he started Builders E-commerce about 4 years ago, and that is actually part of it's a system that's going to be integrated in this. It's a big part of it, and that's been 4 years in the making. We're calling it sort of the Oracle service, which is the source of knowledge, which will sort of complete the gaps of knowledge that will be contained in the blockchain solution. So right now we're prototyping it. We're getting the designs ready, and we hope to have something great out in the next 6 to 8 months, and get some good user testing and feedback.
And some challenges?
Well, challenges before we joined the Blockchain Centre incubator, we had no one to turn to give us any advice on blockchain. So we were fumbling around until we got accepted on the program. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, we are post demo day, and congratulations on your pitch, and also congratulations on winning the best blockchain solution for the night.
Thank you.
What was the best thing about demo day?
It was nerve-wracking. Pitching in front of all those people, so I think it was 700 people, 700 tickets sold. Getting up there and trying to get our idea out there was great, but it was nerve-wracking. Yeah.
I was really amazed by the community that we have over here in Melbourne. I just arrived the day before and had some great conversations that would be hard to find in others, I think. And Blockchain Center really brought them all together.
Excellent. And what is the best thing about the incubator program?
Well, meeting all the mentors, getting all the advice, by far, to get that amount of information together and condense it into 10 weeks, it's invaluable. Like it was an amazing experience.
Chris was over here in Melbourne, while the rest of us, Ryan and I, were back in Perth, where we're based. And although we weren't in the program, taking part in everything, we've been in touch, or Chris has been in touch with us, and we've been having constant discussions over the past few months, talking about and having discussions, really deep discussions about the things he's learned. And you can see the combination of all these things coming together that would take, even though the program is about 10 weeks, it's a little bit of time, but to wrap your head around all these things and to get it in such a nice way, curated way, is amazing. Absolutely.
And one final question to wrap it all up. What is one piece of advice you would give to the next cohort of startups?
Meet as many people as you can, learn as much as you can, and have fun doing it.
Thank you. Chris and Aaron from BuildSort. Good luck in the future.
Thank you very much.